So last video, I bought this Formula car, and today we're taking delivery of the powertrain for it. Well, I hope you guys are ready for a plot twist today. First order of business is going out to my parents' house. The powertrain has been sitting for a long time, and so we have to actually get that running first before we can actually swap in the F1 car. But we can't really do that until we actually hit the road, so let's get to it. Today's gonna be wild. 3 different vehicles into one. Well, I hope you're ready for this because today is the grand reveal of what powertrain we're using. And then I bought the frame of a different vehicle to get the shifter linkage we need. But when we get back home and we have all the parts together all in one place, I think the game plan will come together real quick, and I think the whole build is gonna come together real quick. I'm really excited for a budget build, and hopefully, dude, we can get this thing done in like a month. All right, guys, we're here. I'm looking at it right now. You guys ready for this? So we're using the powertrain out of this 1985 Itasca Sunrunner. It's a V8, 172 horsepower to the wheels. Gonna be so fast. I'm just kidding. So many of you guys thought that because the rear end of the Formula car was gone, we'd be slapping in an electric powertrain. But from the start, this was actually my vision for it. To have a motorcycle experience in an open, single-seat car, to have it feel and sound as close to a real F1 car as possible. And I know this bike will need a lot of love, but that's kind of what I love most about this project. We get to take this bike from its rock bottom and give it a brand new life. That's right, we're using a motorcycle for a variety of reasons. So this is a 2007 Suzuki Bandit 1250. This is a 1,250cc engine. It's not the highest horsepower ever. I think it's like 96 horsepower, but it is a big bore engine, so it was designed for a lot of torque, which will be good with the added weight of the F1 car. But another reason why this bike is perfect is because it has a steel tubular frame. We can legit just run steel off here and weld it straight in. So that'll simplify a lot of the headache as far as fabrication goes. So I think this is actually gonna be the perfect bike. And hey, this bike has been sitting here for like 8 years at this point. Lord Kurt has never gotten around to selling it. Since me and him were riders, we have families now, and so the bike just sat for a long time. We're just gonna do some basic maintenance items, and I'm sure it'll fire right up. So let's get this thing home. This one still has 5 PSI in it. So this bike has probably sat since about 2018. It was just parked here and left. And while it is under a carport, it is pretty much exposed to the elements. We still have the key in there, but it's definitely, I can't, it's kind of seized up. And it being in the country, I think some mice have been in here as well. We got 0 brakes on this thing. I will classify this thing as like a field find or a barn find. This is a tough one to push, that's for sure.
Back it up to the yard, plywood across, and we can just roll it right on. I'll start it up and take it over there.
I'm very excited to turn Kurt's old bike with so many great memories attached to it into something super cool that we can make even more good memories with.
Yep, I'll push.
I'm so pumped this all worked out, and this specific bike may actually be the best donor bike for this project. I actually really love getting old bikes running, so I was excited to get home and start digging into it. And I was hoping for the best, but there were quite a few things I didn't anticipate that I'd have to fix going into it. You'll see.
All right, we have a powertrain. Let's get it home. Tomorrow we'll see if we can get it running. All right. That ain't going anywhere.
So the next day was actually a nice and sunny day, as if like divine providence was shining down on this project. But something about this whole project just feels right. I don't know, man. It's just something I'm genuinely excited for.
And it was parked with all the fluids in it. The gas is probably really sketchy. Coolant probably all leaked out by this point. But let's see if we can get it fired up.
I always start off all of my projects just giving it a fresh wash. A lot of people think I'm kind of ridiculous for washing my projects without even knowing if they'll run, but I think it's exciting to take a neglected car or bike and making it look like new before getting to work on it. Plus, it's just, you know, more sanitary. Laugh all you want, haters, but the before and after on this bike was incredible. And this bike desperately needed it. Look what I found under the seat.
Ooh, wow.
I cleaned the mouse nest out and took off the fuel tank so I could vacate all the old gas and check all the wires and components on top of the engine. Well, at least the gas is still liquid. It definitely smells pretty bad though. Wow. The previous owner before Kurt gave 0 Fs. The airbox is just completely broken out. Didn't even try to repair it. And the gas cap would not come off. I even bent the key trying to unlock the latch, and here's why. Oh wow, oh man. That was like plastered in there. So then it set in that the gas tank was probably completely rusted out, and I would say that's a pretty fair assessment. I think last night it became pretty clear to me that I need to just move some projects around and actually get working in here. So hopefully we can just bring the formula car in here and build it in here. That'd be so much more convenient. But before I start rebuilding fuel pumps and stuff, I'm gonna make sure this thing actually will turn on. So let's throw the battery in here, make sure it'll actually crank and even turn on. The ECU definitely has a lot of dirt and water all over it. Let's try that first. All right, fresh battery is connected. Hey, yay, we don't have to find a whole new motorcycle. These functions are coming back, dude. This is a big win. Things are actually working. I was concerned the ECU was gonna be bad because it smells like a farm in here. And just check out these connectors. But looks like we are online. See if it'll crank over. The bike is upright and we have a little bit of oil in there, but I'm gonna throw some more in. 4-stroke 10W40 motorcycle oil. Been a long time since this thing is cranked up. While I'm here, I'm just gonna put some coolant in here. If we do crank it up, we do get it to run for a second. This will also tell me if there's leaks in the system too. This is a high mileage bike, so just wanna make sure it's actually gonna be a good donor. I did a quick clean of the engine area and ran compressed air through the air filter to give it the best chance of firing up. This bike was definitely thrashed by the previous owners and laid down more than once. But if it runs, that's all that matters. Let's just make sure it cranks first. All right, here we go, 3, 2, 1. Yikes, nothing. That's not good. It's in neutral. Clutch shouldn't need to be in. Let's try it. No response. Oh, I think we just have we just have a bad kill switch. I'm gonna try the fuel pump one more time. Yeah, it's seized up. There's no way this is gonna work. It cranks. Let's see if it'll fire up. $79,000 miles on this thing? It freaking runs. We have a powertrain for the formula car, everybody. There we go, with 80,000 miles on it and running strong. Well, that was the first time this bike has started up in 8 years. Can you believe that? Anyway, big win here. With that done, I'm gonna move on to start stripping this thing down. So I really do like the general overall look, how this was designed. It has just a kind of classic F1 style look to it. That being said, I'm not gonna keep it just as it is. I'm gonna shape it even more like an F1 car, bigger vents, better aero, going to create a very safe, beefy frame to drive on the streets with a full roll cage in there, fully protected if I do get plowed over by a Ford F-150. I'm already kind of enjoying this process. I feel like a mad scientist just like locked in a garage until this gets done. So anyway, it's easy to focus, you know? Let's get to stripping this down. So while I waited for the fuel pump kit to arrive, I began taking the formula car apart. The wheels and suspension assembly first so I could access the body panels. The mechanics of this car, like any race-focused car, is as simple and as minimalist as you can get. So removing this was actually super easy. And yeah, everyone's laughing at the Pontiac wheels. I think it's kind of funny too.
But the Fiero is actually a platform for a lot of car builds, so I'm really not hating on it too much.
I just took apart a freaking F1 car. What did you do today? Whoa.
Off comes the diffuser, off comes the right side suspension, and then I got right to removing the body panels. This was my first experience taking apart a car constructed entirely by rivets. Not sure if I'll be putting these original panels back on the car in the end, or if I'll just create a fiberglass mold to build off of, so I'll figure out the rivets later if I need to replace them. But they were super easy to drill out, and something I definitely will be using in the future. So yeah, big fan of rivets, and it would be super easy to reconnect the body panels if I did want to put them back on. So we'll see where that goes. I think it just hit me why I'm so excited for this project. This is something I never would have done if I hadn't found and bought this car. There's no way I would have fabricated an entire race car. But on this project, 90% of the hard work is done already. All the systems and structures are already there, and all I have to do is modify to fit a new powertrain and add anything else I want to. Buying this $500 sketchy formula car gives me the opportunity to actually own a race car, something that I never would have done otherwise. So I finished off teardown by taking the old radiator and wiring out, and at that point, the rebuild kit for the fuel pump just arrived. The fuel pump assembly was so much worse than I expected. Every part was rusted tight, and honestly, this is just a horribly designed unit to begin with. My first thought was just to find a good used assembly to buy instead of rebuilding it, but the cheapest assembly I could find was $475 plus taxes and shipping. Luckily, this wasn't my first time rebuilding a fuel pump, and I wasn't about to spend $500 on a new one, so I just got straight to work.
Wow. Sheesh. Wow. A solid in there. It's not even like gooey or anything. It's like straight up solid. Sheesh. One fuel pump rebuilt. All right, you guys, I just pulled out the fuel sending unit. Look at this wire.
Not only was the fuel pump rusted and seized up, but the fuel sending unit wires are completely frayed apart. And these units just don't exist. Even if I needed a new one, I probably couldn't find a new one. A few solders and heat shrink later, I hope this unit works, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't. I'll just stash an extra gallon of gas in the car, you know?
I would say that's not too bad. That should work. See if this thing even works. Yes. Oh man, I'm so glad that works. Last bike I worked on, the fuel pump was the biggest nightmare to get going. Had a broken wire in the system and everything. This one just powered up. It solves like all of my problems, so I can throw it in the tank now, and we could try to fire this thing up on its own fuel. There's a chance we just have this whole bike fixed right now. Gonna put some fuel in here and we'll see if it'll fire up. I don't know how much is in here, maybe like maybe a gallon. I also don't know if this is 87 or 91. I'm just gonna assume it'll be fine. All right, it's gonna be fine. The bike has been through worse, okay? Moment of truth. Let's see if it primes and everything too. Let's see what it says. Yes, sir. All right, it says we have low fuel. That's what it was saying the whole time. I think I'll just go get some more gas and actually fill it up a little bit more. See if it's actually reading. I think we have enough fuel to where it should be reading. I'd probably put at least a couple gallons in there. And I can't imagine this is more than like a 3.5 or 4 gallon tank. And the FI light is still on. Well, let's see if it fires up. I can hear it priming too. Sounding better and better as it runs. So I'll go ahead and do an oil change tomorrow, and then we'll actually run it up to temp. It does have a big coolant leak in it, so I'll have to actually get some hoses and stuff. It runs on its own fuel, and it actually sounds pretty healthy, so I can't wait to hear this thing open up a little bit. All right, it's the next day, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get an oil change on this thing right now, and then we're actually gonna run it up to temperature and start revving it, just thrashing it a little bit, seeing if this 19-year-old engine will get us what we need. Oh, the oil is like perfectly fresh. It's actually some really nice oil. Perfectly clear. That's great. All right, 4 quarts for the Suzuki Bandit. There is still a code light on. So next video, we'll actually see what code it's throwing. For now, it seems to be running fine. So let's just send it. Let it run for a little bit. Yeah, it starts right up, dude. Definitely doesn't run great right now. Looks like there's only one coolant leak, which is nice. It's right down here, super easily accessible. All right, it's smoothing out. It definitely sounds like it's smoothing out. Yeah, smells like a normal motorcycle. All right, sounds so much better now. It's like the oil is circulating how it needs to. Oil on the exhaust pipes are starting to burn off, so it's getting up to temp. It's starting to smell a little bit with those higher revs. We'll see if it likes that or not. Oh, it kind of dies up top. That was like 6,000 RPM. It goes up to 10,000 RPM. It didn't like that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't like the high RPMs, but we'll fix up the cooling system first, and then we'll see if it'll go on those higher RPMs a little bit easier. The whole bike is smoking. There we go. Let's see how it feels about a warm start. Yeah, it fires right back up. It's an old bike. If we have to do an engine swap, it's gonna be 900 bucks. All right. Not the end of the world. Not $37,000.
So we have a Formula car stripped down and ready for a powertrain. And we have the old high mileage, forgotten Suzuki Bandit 1250 powertrain running and ready to be installed. I also bought the frame of another vehicle to patch into the Formula car too, but I'll show you guys that next video when we actually pull it out.
I'm excited. This Formula builder is gonna be so sick, and it's coming together already pretty quickly. So next Saturday, you guys should see the powertrain completely installed. Smash that like button. I'll catch you guys next time.